Well, hello all. I'm still here and keep going through waves of agony from the surgery, but we continue to move on, and we're just looking for the day that when the agony ends and the waves of pain will quit. But for right now, you just have to go through it. There's no other choice. But what I wanted to talk about environmentally was sustainability. What is sustainability? Let's take bamboo for an example. There are over 1,400 different species of bamboo on the planet Earth. Is bamboo an alternative to wood for trees and that sort of thing? It's not a straight up and down answer, is it? The type of bamboo that is used for wood takes about 3+ years to grow, which is very fast compared to trees, which can take up to 20 to 60 years to grow, depending on which tree you're harvesting. To turn bamboo into lumber takes a lot of labor, and that would relate to the different countries, such as China, who is the #1 bamboo producer, has lots of cheap labor to manually cut all the bamboo into little slivers, and then the slivers are all glued together into big pieces of lumber, which is very strong. It's one of the strongest materials you can do as wood, or because it's really grass. It's a very sustainable and continuously available material, as long as you have cheap labor and lots of electricity to run all the equipment to put it all together. What about the panda? A lot of people are concerned about bamboo destroying the pandas' ecosystems. Well, pandas don't eat the same bamboo that is made into lumber and different products. They eat the real stringy bamboo that's kind of short and bushy. So it's not a threat to pandas that way. However, it is a threat to pandas because bamboo can be grown, the type that is harvested can be grown in those forests where bamboo is naturally occurring for pandas, and the wiping out of whole forest to grow bamboo. So in that way it's not very sustainable, is it? The only commercial scale production is in China as of we speak. The carbon footprint of bamboo can be very high because it takes so much fossil fuel to turn it into something. What kind of products are available that are from bamboo? Here's a short list. Straws, toothbrushes, cutlery such as forks, knives, and spoons that can be thrown away after many uses, and it's better than plastic forks, knives, and spoons. Lumber for flooring and furniture, and for food and clothing. These are all products that are made from bamboo, and each particular product has a different footprint for how it's made and how long it lasts. The longer it lasts, the better footprint it has. Such as if you were to take a one-use bamboo straw and throw it away after the first use, it has a higher footprint than even plastic does. So don't be fooled. You have to use that straw over 47 times to equal plastic. So it kind of gives you an idea of how sustainable bamboo can be. The big problems with bamboo is that it takes space to grow it, and unfortunately in many countries they're wiping out whole forests so that they can grow bamboo instead because of the demand for it. It's becoming so high because it's considered an alternative to wood, but in reality you have to grow it somewhere, and growing it in farm fields and in forests and grasslands is bad for is very bad for food production, for forest, and for natural grassland. Here's an idea. If they need to grow bamboo, why don't they grow it on the edges of farmlands, where along the roads and where the fields start? You could have full areas of bamboo growing, and it'd be a second crop. Bamboo also contributes to drinking up CO2, and it produces a lot of oxygen. So it's not a clear-cut type of thing. It depends on where it's cultivated and how it's used and how often it's used. straw. You'd have to use that over and over and over, which is perfectly fine to use it over and over. Using it once and throwing it away is just not sustainable at all. But like many things that are considered renewable, bamboo isn't always going to be there for you. Now, if you could put it down as a wood floor to alternative hardwoods, that is sustainable because it's used for a long time before it's ripped up and replaced. Also, bamboo furniture is very sustainable. As far as throwaway dishes and cutlery, it's not sustainable unless you wash it over and over. Let's talk about renewable energy as an alternative. What are the 7 types of renewable energy, and are they really renewable? Solar, wind, hydroelectric, geothermal, ocean wave energy, hydrogen, and biomass. Now let's go take a few of those and talk about those. How about hydrogen? Hydrogen has to be made from electricity, and you put 2 probes into water and it brings out hydrogen. Now if you could do solar to making hydrogen, that is renewable. But the solar panels are not that friendly on the planet Earth because of the rare earths they need. So renewable energy can be a kind of funny thing. Wind energy is probably one of your better renewable energy, but then again it has problems with reusing the blades and having to deal with composite material blades, versus if the blades were made of aluminum, you could just melt it down and make another blade out of it. However, melting it down takes a lot of fossil fuel as well. How about hydroelectric, damming up rivers and streams? See, that's not good at all. But if you were to divert just a small amount of the water to a pond or a holding area and then make electricity that way from that area, so that the natural resources of the streams and creeks aren't disrupted. Streams and creeks and rivers fluctuate up and down, and the ecosystem is used to that. So that is sort of sustainable if you divert and make it out of an artificial pond, as long as you don't wipe out a whole ecosystem making an artificial pond. How about biomass? Well, there again, people are turning whole farm fields into biomass. They grow corn, which is then turned into biomass, or any other plant. And instead of using those fields for growing food, they're growing biomass to burn, which then contributes to CO2 in the atmosphere. So biomass isn't that energy, is not that sustainable either. How about solar panels? Well, again, solar panels are very hungry for rare earths, and we're drinking up rare earths wherever we can find them, even in the deep ocean, where unregulated mining has started to grab up the nodules that are at the bottom of the ocean, which sea life depends on for growing on, because the bottom of the ocean is pretty worthless as far as trying to attach yourself and grow down there. They need these nodules to grow onto and put down roots, kind of thing. And if you take up all the nodules to get all the rare earths, the animal life suffers in the deep ocean, which is very slow at reproducing animals down there. Geothermal. Well, that's a pretty good source of energy. It uses the Earth's heat to generate steam, which then turns the turbines. So geothermal is good, except it's only produced in certain places on the planet and is too small of an energy source to really contribute much to the energy system. Ocean wave energy, got a long way to go. The technology just isn't there yet to produce, or tidal forces to generate electricity when the tide goes in and comes out. You put a dam across the area, and when the water is flowing in one direction, in or out, it makes electricity. Got a long way to go on that one, but that's got some promise to it. Hydrogen. Hydrogen is a problem too, because you need to create hydrogen, which is made out of electricity. But someday there will be enough alternative energy to make hydrogen, and that would run all your transportation needs. So don't be fooled when people say, oh, just get some bamboo, or let's use solar or wind. They all have their positives and their negatives. Not everything is 100% good for the planet. On this wet and drizzly day here in San Francisco, I hope you guys leave some more comments. Your comments on your last videos were excellent. Your ups, your downs, and your new subscribers. We appreciate all that. The more subscribers, the more the channel gets more popular and is shown to more people. And until next time.